AmaLaTerra and F&J AmaLaTerra West Africa Green Energy Alliance Limited presents our Waste to Green Energy project in Liberia. Let's talk about some of the local problems. Unreliable and limited power grid. People living next to active waste sites. Limited waste collection. Environmental pollution. People accessing landfill sites. Limited employment opportunities. Estimated 400,000 people in developing countries dying annually from diseases resulting from poorly managed waste systems. Here are some of Liberia policy and international commitments. Liberia is fully committed to a low-carbon, climate-resilient development pathway. Key priorities include, expanding renewable energy, reducing greenhouse gas emissions across energy, waste, and forestry sectors, strengthening governance, promoting circular economy and waste-to-energy technologies. Liberia reaffirmed the need for technology transfer and climate finance, the creation of green jobs via sustainable industrialization, its leadership in forest conservation and carbon trading. Relevance: the AmaLaTerra F&J joint venture directly supports these goals through renewable energy generation, landfill rehabilitation, and verified carbon credits. The government has committed to improvement in areas of energy sector reform, urban waste management, carbon credit market and private sector participation. All these areas are well aligned with our joint venture project objectives. The details are on the screen. In conclusion, Liberia presents strong policy frameworks, clear government obligations, and climate goals that directly support AmaLaTerra's waste to green energy and carbon credit initiatives. Liberia's waste-to-energy project will convert abundant waste to green, reliable energy, electricity, using the most advanced technology on the planet. Let's list some of the benefits. Eliminates emissions. Creates jobs for local skilled workers. Reduces the need for fossil-based power generation. Provides a reliable and an economically sustainable domestic electricity supply. It makes use of the abundant supply of waste. Based on our analysis of the plant processes and management philosophy, we believe that we can achieve many of the UN Sustainable Development Goals and benefits. The complete list is on the screen. AmaLaTerra's plant design. Single waste-to-energy plant. Each plant has 50,000 tons of input waste capacity, plus recycling capacity. It can handle waste of approximately 120,000 people, although Sierra Leone average waste per person is below the world's average. It produces 8.5 megawatts of electricity. It produces useful byproducts, glass, metal, from pre-sorting and solid inert products with commercial value. The proposed plant is compact in size, 100 by 30 meters. Multiple plants can be chained together to improve efficiency, 33% improvement from a 6-plant setup. It provides reliable 24/7 deliverability. Finally, it eliminates 140,000 tons of CO2 per year, fossil power production, landfill decomposition, aluminum and glass. Liberia's waste-to-energy (WTE) plant converts municipal solid waste (MSW) to electricity, utilizing AmaLaTerra's a synthesis reformation (SR) process to produce syngas. Our WTE plant is a closed-loop, self-sustaining system that utilizes diverted waste, preventing further pollution in landfills and waterways, and converts it into renewable energy. WTE process does not burn any waste. The secret is in running the waste through the kiln in a vacuum without any reactions with oxygen. Our solution is also distinctive from others in the way that its rapid gas cleanup reacts with hydrogen and free carbon radicals to create a clean liquid fuel that avoids the polymerization of carbon atoms into undesirable compounds. Waste collection can be performed using electric garbage trucks, making the overall solution even cleaner. This is our proposal for Liberia. We propose to build 9 plants in total, spread over 3 phases, each taking approximately 2 years. Phase 1 will deliver 3 plants with a value of $210 million and it will take 2.5 years to complete. Phases 2 and 3 will deliver 6 plants with value of $420 million and it will take 3.5 years. In total, 9 plants will be delivered with a value of $630 million taking 6 years to build. This model could be applicable to any African country. We need to put the scale of this project into the proper perspective. Each 50,000-ton plant can service approximately 200,000 people in Liberia. Assuming 0.7 kilograms of waste per person per day, while the world's average is 1.14 kilograms. Monrovia itself needs 11 plants. And Liberia needs 28 plants for its 5.6 million of citizens. Our proposal is 9 plants built in 3 phases. Extra capacity is needed to convert existing landfills into green energy and reclaim the land. Here is a quick update on our Kenya project. Scope: building 18 plants in 3 phases. Location: Kilifi County. This is the initial site. Total capacity: 900,000 tons per year of waste removed. Power produced: 144 megawatts. Project value: $1.26 billion. Jobs created: 466 plant workers plus 47 in management. Current status: approved for $420 million. Phase 1 funding is in final phases of obtaining $63 million security deposit. Scaled-down versions are proposed for other African countries. We hope this project becomes the template for other countries in Africa and elsewhere in the world. Our intellectual property has been recognized and registered with the Canadian government, specifically by the Innovation, Science and Economic Development Agency in March 2020. The IP is also protected overseas. Test plant in Canada was running for 5 years demonstrating minimal emissions. Report from letter indicates an exceptional performance relative to existing solutions. For instance, the emission values for cadmium, lead and mercury are 100 times lower compared to an incineration or gasification. Let's look into the waste-to-energy conversion process. This is accomplished in 5 main steps. Waste feed, preparation, shredding, pre-drying. Waste segregation and preheat. Steam reformation rotary kiln. Heat recovery and syngas cleaning. Finally, conversion to electric energy. There are many suppliers of equipment for these key areas and the selected equipment providers are world leaders with thousands of installations worldwide. The plants will employ 233 full-time employees in its factory operations. Approximately half of the workforce will need to have certain civil, mechanical and electrical certifications. There are a further 24 FTEs as part of the management and administrative functions. Known third-party direct contractors would include 2 HR persons, 2 safety, health and the environment persons and 1 testing consultant. Our plant compensation assumes an above-average income plus all government-mandated social schemes. There are financial provisions for annual bonuses, current and deferred profit sharing, pensions and charitable giving. In addition, our corporate philosophy is to become the local employer of choice through competitive pay scales, benefits and pensions, current and future profit sharing, improving the local and national environment. This will ensure high staff retention and minimize cost of replacing and training staff. AmaLaTerra CEO is Mike Mishu, the Executive Director is Anthony Virgolito and the CTO is Frank Bike. Many other experts, officers and advisors are contributing to the project's success. F&J AmaLaTerra West Africa Green Energy Alliance is managed by Farwen Jepk, the CEO, including 5 other members of the local team. Project revenues are derived from 4 sources, a renewable, long-term inflation-protected environmental processing fee based on the tons received. The recycling sale of ferrous scrap into laminated aluminum paper etc. sourced from the front end of the processing line. The sale of electrical power under a renewable, long-term inflation-protected power purchase agreement. The sale of verified carbon and environmental credits. AmaLaTerra has access to Canadian and host country R&D, environmental, job creation, and investment credits and grants, as well as various long-term sources of Canadian and international debt, equity, and humanitarian funding. For the ease of modeling, we have assumed 100% debt financing bearing 9% interest with a 13-year amortization commencing with the commercialization of the facility. AmaLaTerra will retain Connected Holding, LLC as the EPC, operation and maintenance, insurance, and reinsurance as needed, the intermediary for the construction and term loan financing, for 100%, including insurances and guarantees on the provided balance of funding. AmaLaTerra is pre-approved by Connected Holdings for 100% funding for international projects, with deposit of 25% minimum. The presented projected financial returns are for 9 plants in total, 3 plants built every 2 years. In summary, the net profit is $53 million in 2028, slightly increased in 2029 at $55 million. In 2030, once the next 3 plants are operational, the net profits jump to $126 million. Similarly, the net profits increase to $219 million in 2032 once all the plants are operational. These numbers assume that the waste collection is performed by a third party. We also modeled the scenario where the waste collection is performed by AmaLaTerra and the financial results are slightly improved. Importantly, providing waste collection services will guarantee the inflow of waste. A significant annual revenue is derived from carbon credits. These are the contributing elements. Carbon dioxide removal credits. 98% of gas emissions from landfills are made up of carbon dioxide and methane. 9 plants will remove 1,260,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide, generating $140.7 million revenue. Renewable energy credits. 450,000 tons of waste processed by 9 plants, producing $1.8 million revenue. Biodiversity credits. Landfill can leak variety of hazardous pollutants into water, damaging environment. Collected waste and waste from existing landfills can be diverted into AmaLaTerra's plants, producing $21.3 million in revenue. Plastic reduction credits. Plastic and microplastic can make its way into the environment, rivers and ocean, killing marine mammals, turtles and seabirds. We will remove 225,000 tons for $72.9 million revenue. The total revenue is $236.7 million or $26.3 million per plant. Price of carbon credits is expected to increase over time, further improving the financial results. We have been provided with a commentary provided by Battelle. Here are some of the highlights. AmaLaTerra's process for steam reforming of solid waste and biomass fits well with Battelle's mission and capability set. From a technical standpoint, the steam reforming process is fundamentally different from competing waste-to-energy technologies. It provides for a reaction of steam with the carbonaceous feed that produces a clean, high-quality synthesis gas with a high heating value, allowing the process to be coupled with the most efficient power generation technologies, i.e. combined cycle gas turbines. Because no air or oxygen are introduced in the process, as they are in incineration and gasification, the process produces no toxic emissions, dioxin, furan, noxious oxides. Because it operates at relatively high temperature, greater than 850 C, it produces little of the char and tar that pyrolysis generates, allowing more conversion of feed to useful synthesis gas and enabling recovery of energy from the raw gas without excessive maintenance complexity and cost. Let's wrap up with some advantages and benefits. Sustainability, solid returns that are sustainable over the long term. Ability to retire debt in under 5 years. Location, feedstock source can supply all foreseeable plant requirements for centuries. Potential for expansion on the same property to meet future. Environment, product exceeds Californian and European environmental standards. Our processing facility does not produce any water or land pollution, keeping our Earth safe for the next generations. Public relations, active partnership with the host community to improve children's health, nutrition, and education. Preserving the environment and combating climate change are priorities at WTE. In conclusion, WTE offers improved methods to produce reliable domestic electricity from MSW while improving the environment by addressing a growing waste pollution problem in Liberia. Domestically sourced electricity, which is clean and price competitive, satisfies both business and environmental interests, while creating jobs and securing sustainable future. Thank you for your support, and now we will continue with a technical deep dive into AmaLaTerra's waste-to-energy solution.